Catch Insidious: The Red Door. The final chapter arrives exclusively in movie theaters July 7th. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest moments in the Insidious franchise.
Hello?
For this list, we're looking at the bits from this horror franchise's first 4 entries that make us squirm in our seats the most. Of course, there will be spoilers further ahead. Which of these made you jump? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Baby Monitor, Insidious. Baby monitors are one of those innocuous everyday things that we look at a little differently thanks to horror movies like Insidious. Parents Josh and Renee Lambert have enough on their plate with their infant daughter Callie when their oldest son Dalton falls into a paranormally induced coma. While keeping an eye on the kiddos, Renee starts picking up an inexplicable voice coming through on the baby monitor. It's terrifying enough to think a stranger might be alone with your baby, but Renee goes from unnerved to alarmed when an unmistakable shriek emanates from the other side.
I want it.
There's no one in the room this time, but the same isn't true the next time we see her check on the baby. Number 9. Car Crash, Insidious Chapter 3. Poor Quinn Brenner really gets put through the ringer in this prequel, and it all starts with her flunking the audition for her dream school.
You're gonna be okay. Everybody always says that.
As if her day couldn't get any worse, Quinn starts getting haunted by a malevolent spirit who waves to her in the street. Thoroughly creeped out, all Quinn can do is stop and stare before she's suddenly run over. It's definitely not the way we expect an Insidious movie to start, but Quinn's nightmare is only beginning. She's put into immediate emergency surgery, and while she's under, she gets an even closer look at the so-called man who can't breathe.
Okay, we got her. We got her back.
Yeah, that would be enough to jolt us back awake too. Number 8. Unpacking Scares, Insidious: The Last Key.
Her death was my fault. Until I free her from wherever he put her. She's trapped in the dark. Lost. I'm going in there.
The prequels to the Insidious movies put a greater emphasis on paranormal investigator Elise Rainier. But The Last Key is an even more personal journey for her as she returns to her childhood home and uncovers a dark secret. After discovering that her father and the current owner of the house had been kidnapping women, Elise's investigation leads her into the house's pipes, where she finds several suitcases filled with skeletal remains.
Elise. You weren't the only one, Anna.
From here, the scene does a good job faking out the audience as it braces for a jump scare. Elise, too, is on edge, consistently checking her 12 and 6. But when the demon key face appears from one of the suitcases, we can't help but scream. Number 7. Bedroom Visit, Insidious Chapter 3. Remember when we mentioned Quinn getting put through the ringer in this movie? This is what we were talking about.
Hey, is that Alex?
What?
Standing right next to you?
What are you talking about?
Alex. It's right.
Maggie?
Stuck in bed with 2 broken legs, Quinn's video call with a friend goes from creepy to terrifying when the man who can't breathe shows up in her bedroom. It starts with a simple curtain scare, but things go from bad to worse when the demon flings her off the bed like a rag doll. now with a neck injury to boot. Quinn has to wait for help to arrive. In the meantime, the demon makes itself right at home, making Quinn's bedroom nice and dark before delivering one last scare. Number 6. Tiptoe Through the Tulips, Insidious. This scene is a brilliant progression of chills. It starts with Renee doing chores around the house when… Wait, is that a ghost boy in the corner? When Renee goes outside to take out the trash, she peers back inside to see the mysterious boy dancing to the Tiny Tim song Tiptoe Through the Tulips. From there, Renee gets the haunted tour of her own home as she follows the dancing boy around. Some creepy giggling and one inexplicably rocking horse later, and we are thoroughly creeped out. But the big scare comes when Renee investigates Dalton's dresser. Yeah, it would seem it's not the house that's haunted. Number 5. Tin Can Phones, Insidious Chapter 2. A lot of us loved playing with tin can phones when we were kids, so leave it to Insidious to ruin our childhoods with this terrifying sequence. Trying to fall asleep, Dalton is greeted by the tinny voice of his brother Foster, only he soon learns it's not Foster on the other end.
I have something to show you.
Stop, Foster. Just go back to bed. You're gonna get us in trouble.
I'm not Foster.
Dalton is petrified to follow the string to the nearby closet, and even more so when it goes all taut. But we're the ones left screaming when a young girl emerges from it at full sprint.
What do you want?
The scene already trumps our worst childhood nightmares, but it gets worse when Dalton is greeted by numerous other spirits to boot. Yeah, we would never sleep in that room again. Number 4. Searching the Further, Insidious. Insidious's flagship nightmare zone, the Further seeps spookiness from design alone. When Josh ventures into the dimension to find Dalton, he's greeted with a slew of terrifying sights. Starting in the living room where he comes upon a twisted sort of ghostly still life. Only the ghosts aren't so still after all. From there, Josh has to grapple with Callie's nighttime visitor before going through the red door, which marks the lair of the lipstick face demon. There, Josh indeed finds Dalton, but the demon is quick to prove why it is the franchise's most recognizable villain. Number 3. The Ending, Insidious. Before Josh and Dalton can fully make it out of the Further in the first film, Josh is confronted by the bride in black, who has been secretly haunting him all his life.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you anymore.
You can get away from me. Get the hell away from me!
While at first it seems like he and Dalton make it out unscathed, Elise can sense something is wrong. She takes a picture of Josh without warning, causing him to fly into a frenzy and strangle her to death.
Why did you do that? Why would you do that to me when you know how I feel about that? Why?
It's a shocking ending, but it gets even more so when Renee discovers the cause of Josh's actions. Examining Elise's camera, Renee sees not Josh in the photo, but the bride in black, as he was possessed before crossing back over to the other side.
Renee, I'm right here.
Number 2. Don't You Dare. Insidious Chapter 2. Poor Renee. She really can't find a moment of solace when she's home alone in these movies. And here, she gets the worst of it.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Following up on the previous film, Chapter 2 further explores the history of the bride in black, aka Parker Crane, and his mother Michelle. Michelle terrorizes both Renee and Callie, starting with an eerie rendition of Row, Row, Row Your Boat, before continuing with some more baby monitor shenanigans. Renee immediately flies into a panic when she can't find Callie, but she gets an even ruder awakening when she finds the ghostly Michelle instead.
Don't you dare!
Number 1. Lipstick Demon Jump Scare. Insidious. Clearly, the Insidious movies have some of the best jump scares in the business. But arguably none come close to when we get our first good look at the lipstick face demon.
I came today because last night I had a dream about this place. I was in this house, but it was late at night.
We don't expect a major scare here, as Josh's mother Lorraine relates to them in the middle of the day a dream she had.
It was standing there in the corner.
Sure, the flashes of the dream we get are creepy enough, including when we see the demon in the corner of Dalton's room. But just when we think we're out of the woods, Lorraine looks over at Josh and sees it.
I can still hear that voice.
What?
The quietness and the staging of the scene leading up to the big scare are perfectly executed, making us leap straight out of our seats. And now, with the release of the final chapter on July 7th, it's time to scream all over again.
After all our family has been through, it ends with me.
Catch Insidious: The Red Door. The final chapter arrives exclusively in movie theaters July 7th.